I took Intro Environmental Studies as a freshman here at Union, and I really enjoyed the class and decided I wanted that to be my major, and kind of struck out on my own and took care of it and ended up nearly finishing the major. And I didn't have an advisor because my advisor had retired after his freshman year, and I had just kind of been advising myself. And I got done with the major and didn't know what to do, so I went to see Professor Rodbell and was like, well, I'm essentially done with environmental studies. What else can I do that would interest me? And he alerted me to geology. I'd never even really heard of it before, and I just loved it right off the bat. I wish I had found it before ENS almost, but now it works out perfectly. I'm going to end up finishing both of them and having a double major in sciences I enjoy.
I was originally going to study biology in college until I ended up taking in my very first term, I ended up taking the geology course because nothing else fit in my schedule. And after I took that course, I realized that actually that's where my interest was, and I never looked back. I've enjoyed it, and it's a wonderful discipline to be in.
Through my introductory environmental study course, I was led to take a geology course, environmental geology, which has to do with how humans respond to environmental, specifically geological dangers such as earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes, etc. And I, at that point, realized that I had a strong interest in geology.
I grew up in the northern Adirondacks of New York, and when I was a kid I was really interested in hiking and camping and basically the outdoors and the world around me. I even had a rock collection as a kid. When I got a little bit older, I was still really interested in science. I liked astronomy, I liked geology, and ultimately it was geology for me that won out because rocks were a lot more tangible. You could go out and you could see a volcano erupting on the surface of the earth, but you couldn't do that for some of these interplanetary things. So it was the tangible aspects of geology and my fascination with science in general that led me to this field.
I became interested in geology when I was an undergrad student and I was studying the problem of climate change. And at that time we weren't really sure what was causing climate change, whether it was natural causes or whether it was anthropogenic forcing. And I was like, I think this is a problem that I want to solve. And I took a lot of time thinking about this and spent time trying to study that problem. And I went on to grad school and looking at trying to understand recent climate change in the last 500 years and what that impact has had on Earth system processes.
Well, ever since I was a little boy, I loved to go out and go hiking, camping, just any kind of activity that I could do outdoors, I would do. And that kind of led into my interest into rocks and different formations that are caused through faulting and all the geologic processes. Just really fascinated me, and it's my calling.
I've always been interested in geology from the time I was about 5 years old. My kindergarten class actually discovered a rock. It turned out to be a piece of diorite, and we had a guy whose father worked at MIT, and he came in and gave a little talk about rocks and minerals. From that point on, I was hooked. And I've been into geology ever since. So when I was looking for colleges, I was looking for a school that had a particularly good program in geosciences.